Many people think that evil in the world is a result of the first man gaining access to the knowledge of good and evil. But when we carefully look at the nature of the type of evil that take place in the world, we can see that the case is the opposite. In fact, knowledge of good and evil is not the cause of evil in the world, but the ignorance of good and evil. Especially ignorance of evil in itself. A lot of people do evil because they don't have a proper understanding or a proper knowledge of what evil actually is from a causal level. We are mainly informed about the effects of evil. So if I were to ask the average person, if murder, for example, is evil, he will say yes. But if I were to ask him if anger is evil, he will hesitate. He may say no. Plainly, no, anger cannot be evil. Anger is a natural emotion, it's a natural behavior. But when we do, surveys and, and we examine a lot of the murders that take place in society, it is a result of someone getting angry. So we see that anger in itself is the cause of murder. Now, if people were to look at it from that perspective, we would be in a situation where we will be curing the ills in society rather than treating symptoms. The authorities, our governments, so-called leaders, they would, in terms of reducing murders and crime, they will look to police, the society. They need more technology and all these different things. But if they were to invest in policies and programs that would help people overcome their emotions, help people transcend their emotions, you will see with that a reduction of the ills in society. Because you're dealing with it from a cause level, from the realm of cause. And if you deal with the cause, the effect will change. It's like someone who smokes. They're smoking every day, but they have a cough. So when they get the cough now, they will look to buy a cough syrup, not knowing that, okay, it's because of their habit of smoking, that's why they're coughing. If they eliminate the habit, then you will see they will fix the symptom, they will fix the problem. And that's the same thing with the social ills in society. We tend to treat the symptoms rather than deal with the causes. The cause of every so-called crime in society, in what affecting the world today, is the dominance of our emotions over our thinking and over our behavior. If we look at rape, rape is simply someone whose lusts gain control over them. When we look at theft, we see the source of theft is someone who's greedy, who's not contented with what they have, someone who's lazy probably. So instead of our so-called leaders in society trying to deal with the symptoms or the effects of the ills or the quote-unquote evils, we have to deal with the evils from its root cause, which is the behavioral programs. As I always say, if you want to fix society, it is better we invest more of our resources in social workers, psychologists, spiritual teachings, rather than police. Because though we can have police to stop gangs from committing crimes and so forth, how can a police stop a murder in a home? A man who gets angry with his wife end up taking a cutlass, chopping his wife and killing himself. How can a police stop that? The only thing that could stop that is a program in which people can use to assist in transcending their lower nature, in transcending their emotions, to not be overcome by it. We see a lot of illness, chronic disease. When we look at the cause of it, is stress. That's a common scientific, discovery, that stress is the cause of many illness and chronic disease. Yet stress, is not seen as something in that we should be treating with urgency. That transcending stress is something that we should try to develop ways and methods in terms of overcoming it. And you will see that we may have a reduction in chronic diseases and certain illnesses. So, as a people, we should really look at the cause of things rather than its effect. We should rather look at the cause of evil rather than the symptoms of evil that's affecting society. So it's not, our knowledge of good and evil that perpetuates evil in this world. It's our ignorance. So the opposite of ignorance is knowledge. So in getting a thorough knowledge of evil from its causal level, that's the only way we can develop methods, develop programs in dealing with the cause and eliminating evil in the world. Peace and blessings.